Now, going into this documentary, the thing I was most excited to watch was how they tell the story and if they include the part where he's doing a show and he says that he's the gay Tupac.
I'm the gay Tupac.
The more I think about it, I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, what did he mean by I'm the gay Tupac? I still don't really understand. Unfortunately, the documentary doesn't elaborate on that specific thing. So we'll never know. So today we're going to be talking about a brand new documentary on Netflix called The Truth About Jussie Smollett, or The Truth of Jussie Smollett. Either way, just know that the truth about Jussie Smollett, but yeah, just know that there still is no truth about Jussie Smollett. I don't know who's telling the truth in this. I don't know if anybody's telling the truth. But yeah, so I'm going to review the movie and I'm going to give you my opinion on how the documentary turned out, whether you should watch it or not, whether I believe Jussie, if it had changed my previous opinions, and if it was just entertaining in general as a documentary. I'll get to spoilers soon, but I'll tell you when I'm getting to it in case you haven't seen it already. Jussie Smollett was an actor on this show called Empire that was like pretty big. I watched like the first season or two, and I think I really liked it, and I actually really liked his character. Like, I felt like he brought a lot of, interesting layers to his character. He basically plays a LGBT singer in a very like harsh environment in the record industry, where Terrence Howard, another crazy, I don't want to say crazy, but another character is also in that, and he did a great job as well. But that series was very epic, but it was also like heavy crash outs. Like, the whole series was just crash out after crash out. It was interesting until I don't really know what changed, but I think eventually we just moved on to something else. And apparently this incident that happens with Jussie is towards, I think, the 5th season of Empire. By then, I don't think anybody was really watching it besides maybe some core like fan base people. It's like people who were watching Walking Dead after the Glenn situation. Yeah, for me, I jumped off the ship, but I had no issues with Jussie in general and would have been down to watch more films and TV shows with him in it. But apparently this incident happens where he gets attacked in Chicago in a very, very cold environment while he's heading over to Subway to get a sandwich. The way he tells the story is basically it was a racially motivated situation. Now, the time that he's doing this is actually like, I think it's 2019. It's like right before like COVID and BLM and everything got really, really heavy. But I guess the lead up to that was a lot of like racial tension that had been happening within social media and TV and just the world in general, I guess. Basically, this man says he gets attacked. He files a police report. And as they're investigating, he starts to do all these crazy interviews, and just, it starts with him sort of telling his story as a victim of a hate crime. And it starts turning into him saying, I'm the gay Tupac. Now, going into this documentary, the thing I was most excited to watch was how they tell the story and if they include the part where he's doing a show and he says that he's the gay Tupac.
I'm the gay Tupac.
The more I think about it, I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, what did he mean by I'm the gay Tupac? Like, I still don't really understand. And unfortunately, the documentary doesn't elaborate on that specific thing. So we'll never know. As they're investigating, they get more information that leads them to question him. And if you had been following this at all publicly, you know that he's exposed to have lied about this apparently, and goes to court and ends up basically having to do some time or have some repercussions for lying about this incident. Surprisingly, we get to see Jussie Smollett's perspective on this event. Now, this would be a great opportunity to really like peel back the layers and get us inside his mindset, but he doesn't do that. What he decides to do is just pretty much tell the story exactly how he's been telling the story, with very little to no added information. I think the only thing that I got from this documentary that was new was that when he went to the hotel, he put the noose back on his neck. Now, I can't get too much into all these details. It's too chaotic. It will be here forever. So I'm just going to give you my opinion. I think the documentary was interesting. It was entertaining somewhat, but in the perspective of trying to tell this, it felt like they were trying to do both sides. And because of that, I feel like they tried to make Jussie's side as compelling as the side that seems more obvious, and that I think most people feel, which is that he lied about his hate crime. Do I think you should watch this? I think if you're not familiar but you're interested, watch it. If not, don't watch it. If you don't care about Empire or him, there's no need to watch this. If you don't know about the incident, maybe you'll find it interesting, maybe you won't. As he sits there, I thought that he was going to eventually say something that would offer more empathy or perspective, but it just never really happened. We get a lot of interviews from the police chief, from the Nigerian brothers. We get pretty much interviews from everybody involved in this situation, even his assistant. But I think at the end of the day, nothing really goes anywhere. Like, the people who are there for him are still there for him. Now, let's just get to the spoiler part. So my opinion on this is that I think that Jussie orchestrated this entire thing. Even in a part of the film, he talks about basically the Nigerian brothers say that he presented a letter that he received, a fan letter or a hate letter, that it basically looked like the Riddler wrote it. And he said that this was something he brought to Empire executives, and he felt that they kind of brushed it away and didn't actually like listen to him. So with that, he decided to orchestrate this hate crime with the Nigerian brothers in order to gain more attention. I think he wrote that letter himself. One of the theories that the police chief kind of gives for why Jussie would do this is that he wanted more money for the show. The show was sort of on its decline, I think. And I think that makes sense. I think also he just wanted more attention. It seems to me somebody who is just a victim of their own narrative. And I think eventually people will hype themselves up to believe that they're right regardless, that it doesn't matter whether they lied. It's the fact that it's an important cause that they lied about. So I think he feels as if even if he might have fabricated parts of it, it is something real that could have happened to him. So he maintains the importance of keeping this lie. It's kind of ridiculous, but this is just my interpretation of what I think happened, because any of the evidence that the other people bring into this film, it just sounds like coping. It sounds like somebody trying to play devil's advocate. Yeah, there's 10 seconds that's missing from one of the eyewitness account cameras, but it's like, so what? In the court of law, there is a place for reasonable doubt. So ideally, he can plead a case. Now, if he's innocent, okay, like, sure, like, my bad, or everybody deserves a my bad to him. But it's like, realistically, like, things happen every day, bro. Like, people get beat up, people get teased. You're physically okay, bro. Like, he didn't look hurt very much, even if he had some scratches. He was okay. He could have kept it moving, you know. I don't want to say man up, but I'll say, like, sometimes you just got to be the bigger man in these situations. He could have told this story without creating an entire victim narrative. And yeah, I think even there's a point in the documentary where he is found guilty of lying, and in the court he like yells out like, "I would never kill myself." And it's like, okay, bro, it's not that serious. Like, you know, we didn't think you would. But I think this is what happens to people when they become immersed by themselves, by just too much media, too much me, too much narcissism. I think he wanted more attention on himself, and then when he got it, he really like OD'd on the attention, like all the people writing him letters of support and everything. So, I mean, what can we learn from this documentary? In my opinion, what we can learn is just to be a little bit more, I don't know, comprehensive with these things. Like, don't just jump to believe everybody. Think about the situation. Don't just like accept somebody crying wolf every single time. But should he work again? Do I think that people would actually watch his stuff? Yeah, I think he could do Tubi movies. I think he could do all types of independent things, will he be in a big movie? I don't know. I mean, they put what's his name, the crazy dude from The Flash. He ended up being in big movies. He's a good actor though, and I think Jussie's a good actor as well. If he's playing a role that's similar to himself. So yeah, I mean, I don't put it past him to have a career even after this. I just think that he should have copped out to it because it could have been a really good learning lesson on what pushes people to lie or what pushes people to, become a victim in general. But yeah, so at the end of the day, they try to bring doubt to the police chief and his background to the case in general. It's the job of the directors of this documentary to try to plead a compelling case and I guess try to do justice towards the idea that Jussie actually sat with them. So it's like you have to kind of give him an ear and not be too biased. At the end, we see the Nigerian brothers are selling a book or have a book coming out. The way that they edit this is basically to give the audience a feel that these guys might not be 100% reliable, narrators in this. All in all, I think they're just cashing out on this really ridiculous situation. It wasn't enough to make me think that they're just like scammers or liars. I think they're just people taking advantage of a crazy situation. Wasn't 100% like blown away by this one. If I had to rate it, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. I feel like it just kind of told the story again. Interesting to have the guy in it that it's about, but at the same time, it's like he didn't really give it up. If he would have given it up, maybe could have boosted it to like a 7 or 8 out of 10. And if like it got deeper, like if it went deeper into the idea of like other people that lied about situations like this, like there's some documentaries where they'll go handle other cases to show in comparison how those things were handled, or other people who had, maybe lied, or people who had even been found not guilty of something that they were accused of, like maybe could have added a little deeper perspective to this, just as like a case study. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and follow. Let me know if you agree with me or not. Feel free to leave your opinion and I'll get back to you in the comments on anything that I might have missed.